Alright, well, live here with a wonderful unbox video. So, probably just a quick stream just so you guys can see what it's like to unbox the wonderful Stellia and the A&K SR25. I have a wonderful box from the headphones.com gentlemen. So we'll get into it, and I promise to use a real knife to unbox. What it's like to at Resolve. Wonderful Stellia and the A&K. So here's the big boy here. And we will do a slice this thing open. So we'll get into it, and I promise to use. Yeah, it's not as easy when it's sitting on your lap. Safety first. So here's the big boy. All right. So SR, or sorry, Stellia first. So that's what the box looks like. It's a pretty nice little jam. This is done a couple of these already. Personally, they're pretty well packed actually, and they come with a really good box, really good setup. Then we have the SR25, which also I have had a couple of Astell and Kern stuff, and they also come in a quite excellent little package. Pretty well packed. Kind of a fun little box you can put up on your shelf or whatnot. But I guess we'll start with the Astell first. Also, I have had a little bit smaller, a little easier to manage. Also come in a quite excellent little package. Kind of a fun little box you can put up on your shelf or whatnot. But you hear me twice. Interesting. Oh, I know why. Thanks, Dex, for letting me know. Boop. How about now? Do you hear me twice still? I'll wait for you to respond. I think I had desktop audio on for some reason, so should be better now. Okay, so back to this wonderfulness. Let me know if you guys still hear me twice. I should have fixed it, but interesting that it did it twice. I wonder if it's coming through my camera. So plastics off, a little Stellia action. See if I can't get this focused in a little bit better here. There we go. So Astell and Kern, basically like slide out. See if I can get it without breaking anything here. Alright, so slides that way. Kind of a fun little sleeve, nice color to it. And it comes in a pretty nice little embossed. There we go. Sorry, try to catch the light of it. Astell and Kern. There it is. Box. So kind of a fun look to it, and it's just a pretty simple kind of slide out, and then we'll. Alright, and so basic box. I think you need to show that much stuff. Pops open, and we have the and that's actually a very cool feature that the screen's angled. It's so that when you hold it, it aligns with your thumb, so it's easier to do to mess with the screen and that kind of fun stuff. So there you go for that one. We got the, where's the focal point? There we go. So power and inputs, and then your control buttons on the side. Very clean layout. Very iconic, very monolithic look to it. Similar with the standard. Here we go. It's Giant Brother, the Con Cube, and so you can kind of see a similar design aesthetic of that kind of clean look to it. And they also have like one of the best, even though they're fingerprint magnets, back. Like has a really cool back design. Both of them do. So moving on. So you saw the top part, which we have our power and we have our inputs, and then we had the control buttons, and sliding over here you have the volume and kind of a power button, and then on the bottom you have your SD card and power slot. And that's kind of what that beautiful little piece of hardware looks like. It's kind of a nice size. It's, let's see, Lego Hulk for size comparison. All right. Yep. And so actually, for pocketability reasons, I don't know if I can get zoom out here and get the focus. Sorry, using manual focus. I'll try not to show too much skin. Pocket. This is the SR25, which disappears. And then for those that don't think that you can pocket a concube pocket, voila, it doesn't disappear, but it's pocketable in these pockets at least. So back to the SR25. So the rest of it, this pops out, and then I believe the rest of the stuff is going to be the hardware accessories and warranty information, instruction manual, that kind of thing. I'll try to keep it in focus with my manual here. All right, so pops open. Pretty sure just a standard form warranty and instruction manual. Try to get that open, kind of see it. Folds open, it's kind of a cool origami style. So warranty card. I don't know if you guys care about the warranty card. Comes with the quick start guide, and then screen protectors, which is pretty nice, but they're the plastic ones, so they kind of have that bend to them, but still better than nothing. And you're going to want to put something on the screen just because it's a nice screen and you want to protect your hard-earned purchase. So inside has more wonderful black embossed items here. I'm not sure what this one is though. It might just be a cardboard cutout thing. Yep. Finally to the accessories, and which is essentially, I think, just a USB-C cable. Yes, it is just a USB-C cable. Actually, a pretty nice one too. Nice thickness to it, and has the kind of a cool embossed Astell and Kern's A on the cable there, and it's got a little bit, it's a standard form USB-C cable. All right, so any questions on the SR25? I will kind of leave it there for now, and I'll get ready for this wonderful Stellia, which I think is the thing that I'm most excited about. No offense, SR25. And we'll get this stuff off to the side here so we can get at the Stellia. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice to have a SIM card on one of these. It'd be interesting if, I mean, how many DAPs have SIM cards? That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to research that and find out. I mean, outside of your phone, of course. So, Focal Utopia, it says open this side, so that is what we will do. And get some ovens there. Alright. Pops open. Entry into it. Maybe I'll angle this down a little bit so you guys can get a better view as I play with it here. Sorry, the joys of being a manual camera user here. I guess I could turn autofocus on for these, but alright. So these are actually really packed really well from my experience with my other focals that I've unpacked. Usually you don't have to worry about these, and they come with, you know, they're really good. Silica, that's what you're here for. We're done. We can turn it off now on the stream. And then pretty cool because they actually pack these. This is the actual Stellia box, the cardboard. When you get into it, it's pretty awesome how they do this. So it's actually quite heavy for a headphone, as far as a headphone box. And then that's the kind of the shipping box. And then you get into the actual box, which I guess I'll be good and populate this here. And this is going to be really cool because, well, depending on your like or dislike of the color brown, but it's actually one of the nicest boxes. So it's a nice, I should show you the proper front end of this, so you can kind of see. It has the Stellia focal. It has that, it's a faux leather, at least I think it's faux leather, which it feels like to me anyways, case, like seal around it. And then it has the bottoms, how it kind of comes off. And we will slide that down so you can see. Alright, and inside is a nice felt deal. It's actually a pretty heavy little box, and then inside the box itself it's gonna be your warranty information, your cables, and it comes in this really cool box that it comes in. And I believe the Utopias, if you went and looked at Resolve from the headphone show, he just did an unboxing of the new Utopias, and I believe it's a similar experience for these. The new Utopia SKU came out, and they're kind of keeping everything in line now with their brand, with the same kind of unboxing experience. So you get, it's kind of like a book almost feel to it, and then it pops open with magnets, and then you get your wonderful cables, XLR for this one, and then in here we have the wonderful leather folio, which will have your warranty information and your I guess how-to guide, how do you plug in a headphone, and then you also have your single-ended, which is actually pretty interesting because it's a single-ended, but it actually has a screw off to go to 3.5, so you can do both your bigger and smaller amps outputs or inputs. All right. And yeah, same style and box as the clear. Yeah. And then inside the folio we have and the Legia also is a similar unboxing, but not it's similar but not as nice. It doesn't come with the folio, it doesn't come with some of the other stuff, but the clear, it's more like the clears, the Utopias, and these have a similar unbox experience. So, and then the folio, just kind of fold that open, blah blah blah, and then you get your, let's see here, your you have just purchased a high-end focal product made with leather, and then further into it, but I don't think you guys care about that. Then we have the Listen Beyond. Basically, it's kind of like a little mini brochure for Focal. Has their speakers and some of their stuff and information about that. And then it talks about the beryllium drivers. So it kind of like explains what kind of driver these are using, and I'm assuming the care and use for these, and like what. Yep. So it's kind of like a care precautions of use with beryllium drivers is what this is. This is kind of talking about. Then we go into, user manual, pretty straightforward user manual, plug in the plugs, they go here kind of deal. And the Listen Beyond, kind of a warranty information and another kind of a instruction manual type deal with multiple languages. And that's the end of the folio. All right, into the next fun thing and final is the wonderful Stellia itself, which comes in one of the coolest cases for travel. Not the most easy to travel with case, but it's one of the better ones. It's a really nice, harder like a case. Yeah, the case is almost identical to the Stellia case, or sorry, the Stellia case is almost identical to the Utopia and Elysia case and Clear case, which I will. Sorry for stepping off screen, but I will grab my Elysia case to give you an idea of a comparison. It's basically the exact same case, just a different colorway, and obviously different headphones in it. So. Case has a really cool. It's funny, like they have these protective things on the zippers. I never take them off. It actually adds like a nice kind of a sticky tack to like the zipper itself to grab onto. Fun little thing. But if you don't like them, this come off and has a nice little focal. Why am I showing the Elysia one? Let's show you the Stellia one. What you're here for? Focal design. And they just pop right off, and then from there you get this focal, and it's upside down. So focal, and then it has the writing on the handle. I believe "Listen Beyond." All right, and it's kind of a fun little leather slide. This focus in proper. It's a nice little leather slide for adjustability, more compact if you want. Anyways, so zips. Alright. Obviously front, that's how you know, has a Focal logo on it. And boom. And hopefully those don't fall out. And there they are in all their wonderful glory, the lovely Stellias. And so before I get into these, I wanted to. The cool thing about this case also is it has the cable management, so you can fold your cables, and they basically, when you fold them up nice into like a loop format, they can just slide right in here, and they have a nice little loop to hold them. And then on the other side is a spot for you to put other things, but usually like the adapters. That's where I put. There's one spot for like the single, so something like this. You can get for the single, and if it's 6.5, just slides into like that, and then there's another bigger one for like a different bigger adapter if you wanted or something. Anyways, cool little quality of life things that they do. All right, and the bad boys themselves, genuine leather here. It's actually really soft. Just their genuine leather tag. And so the cool thing about these is if there's a mesh here, that metal grill itself is really nice, and then it sits over the top of an actual leather. It's actually leather pad there. Top is really nice leather. It has this really nice leather here also, and I actually like this leather better than the Elysia or the Clears or even any of the other, the Utopia is really good too. It has that more actual real leather, I believe. I can't recall, but this actually has a leather rather than the like a suede that the Elysias, Clears, and those have. And this gets kind of funky if you don't, if you're not careful with that style of color like that. That it can be a little bit darker, like with Clears and stuff too. If you've ever owned Clears or seen those, it has that. It's soft, feels good, but it's it tends to absorb any kind of bodily fluids, so sweat or any of that kind of stuff. It's gonna get kind of funky after a little bit, which is not the greatest. There's ways to clean it. Just kind of go on the forums or go on to different places and you can see, or even just go to Focal proper and they'll tell you how you can clean it. Anyways, back to these beautiful things. You can kind of, let's do it this way. It has a kind of a decent amount of angle twist there. You can kind of see it there. It has those kind of angles up in the side, and then it kind of has a nice adjustability. You can do small adjustments, a lot of fun stuff. The next big cool thing is these pads are actually some of the most comfortable leather pads I've ever had on my head. They're real nice bounce, I guess. Try if I can get a view of that bounce back. Let's see if we can. It's soft. And then go kind of see inside here if I can get the light to work proper for me. And there's your case or cover for the beryllium driver. It's a plastic, and then the driver's right behind that. So that's kind of those. And then let me adjust the camera and I'll put them on my head so you can see what it actually looks on a human head, even an ugly one like mine. Let's see here. We have bottom for, there we go, come on, adjust, for your right and left. You can kind of get that light catch. So right and left indicators right above the sockets. And we'll, I'll probably do this here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So extremely comfortable. I am now very dull sounding. I can hear my own voice, but it's very it's not the easiest to hear. So these have pretty good isolation. I can still hear my computer. I can hear a lawnmower. But not bad. It's actually muffled pretty decent. They feel super comfortable on the head, and I think actually I'm not the biggest fan of the colorway, but actually having them now in hand and having gotten used to these a little bit better and looking at them in the feed, I think these are actually pretty nice looking actually once you get used to them, and they are very, very comfortable. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so that's the wonderful Stellia. Let's see here. Try to get that angle and that light there for you guys. Oop, there we go. All right. So yeah, they're actually pretty sleek. I would say they're so I'll start answering questions now about any of this stuff. Let's see here. So I was unboxing, so I wasn't able to kind of quite fully follow the chat here. Yeah, SIM card. Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting. Oh, the SP2000 has a SIM card. That'd be interesting. Thank you, Martin, for it's actually, I think it's just a Best Tech knife. It's not even anything super fancy. It was like a Best Tech. Pretty decent. Comes up pretty nice. I'm a big fan of that style of knife, the Tonto style or semi-Tonto style. Anyhow, 512 gigabytes. Oh, built-in memory. Yep. Yep, same style. So basically, this is a very similar unboxing experience to the Clears and the Utopia from my experience with those. Yeah, actually, Martin, fun. Oh, do I not have it with me? I don't. Actually, I have. Haha, perfect. So this little bad boy, the SR25. Fun fact: I do this when I was traveling with my Alesias. I'd put my custom periop cable that I have for these, which is hanging up over there actually. But so you put these in the case. The cable actually will fit just underneath there, and then you can rest the DAP right inside the case. Or if you wanted to, it's with the SR25 it's easier. SR15 is what I have personally. You can rest the DAP in there and have the cables resting on top. But usually I like the cables in just in case they're a little more janky. They can this little strap will hold it in place. But just to give you an idea, and then just close and you have a little. You're good. Portable solution. Your DAP, and then these are actually the sensitivity on these is perfect for. They'll work perfectly with SR25, the SR15, any DAP you have. Most focals will work really well with any DAP actually. So something to keep in mind. And that this is actually a fun thing. Problem is you're not going to fit this. I mean, you can fit it into a big enough backpack, but usually what I do is I would just carry this. Plus on top of that, these are expensive headphones. I don't know if you want to put them in a backpack and whatnot, or strap them to a backpack. And mostly I just carry it in hand. So that's those, or that question. And yeah, they're actually really slim, Martin.
very similar to the Elysia, actually, almost identical to the Elysia as far as form factor. So to kind of get an idea. Now, Focal, if you're listening, please make these in this colorway. But the difference, another difference that the Elysia have is that it's a suede type pad here instead of leather, or like a felt. And I wouldn't say it's even suede; it's like a felty type pad. It's comfortable, very comfortable, very nice. But these are definitely a luxury item and more of way more comfort. And then they have more of that they're stylish, you know. They're just, I mean, even though they're brown, I mean, as much as I dislike the colorway initially and all that stuff, at the end of the day, I can't fault them for the style. I mean, these things are very stylish. So yeah, Stellias help your looks. This is true. I look much. Oh, and now I'm handsome. All right. Yeah. Oh man. So the one thing I'm super upset about is from my time in the military was I had a Benchmade that was my all-time favorite Benchmade, and I was in a hurry, and you know how you have that rote memorization of walking out the door, and I just automatically grabbed it, and I was going to the airport, and so I had to give up my knife to the wonderful TSA. And I still miss that knife to this day. And I haven't gotten another one of it because I miss the other one so bad. It had a sentimental value, if that makes sense. So it's hard for me to buy another replacement for that one. Yeah, Focal handbag, exactly. Let's see here. What am I? Yeah, actually, yeah. My wife actually likes those too, but she's actually inherited my Andromeda Golds. I'm trying to now replace those with some. I think I have some DM, like some IEMs that are much cheaper than this. I want to give her because I don't think she understands what those are quite worth or what their value is. Yeah, so I think that's it. Yeah, the colorway actually, when you actually, even here on the stream, it's hard to explain. Like the colorway is actually very nice. Like when you actually hold it in your hand and you actually have it, and then even the headband's not exactly my favorite. And that's gonna be because it's leather and might not take the stain quite as well, but it's still nice. It's a really nice headphone actually. And then the inside, I don't know if you can kind of, sorry I don't have it lit properly, but let's do this. You can kind of get there. So on the inside of the pads, it has the same brown as the headband and the behind the plates color. And then the pads themselves are a much darker, like chocolate or coffee, black coffee color. And I believe they call this like they call it like, I can't remember exactly. It was like cafe and like I want to say Chardonnay, but I don't see Chardonnay. It's like I can't remember exactly what the colorway. Yeah, they're really nice. Almost has like a, you know, on the color here on the metal bands. Here it looks brown, but it almost has in light almost like a rose, a very slight rose gold color to it with the reflection. Let's see if I can get. Sorry, if I can get it to kind of replicate, but it's actually pretty handsome little headphone. So yeah, so anything, yeah, cognac, thank you, Martin. This is why we have friends, people, they correct us. So yeah, I think these are quite excellent. I'm really impressed with the build quality, and the unbox experience is really cool. I mean, the case itself is something you could easily put on your shelf. Has a nice like felt deal going, and then it's slotted. There's actually, I don't know if you can see, if I can get it. There's a foam in here that actually holds the case in place, and then you put the folio in there. So. And then it's like that nice faux leather, so it's something you could easily put up on a shelf and have it be like a show-off box that some people like to do. You know, have it on behind them, kind of deal. Yeah.
I think that's that's pretty much the unbox. Unless you guys have any other questions or any questions about the SR25, I'm gonna probably try and get this thing all set up for use here in the near future. Put these and run it through its paces. Probably do a comparison of it with the SR15, which I have still put away in my audio shelf. But yeah, so then SR25, and this is actually a really cool unboxing too, and I think that one has, I really like the design of the, like that silver look with the black. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the unbox of the SR25 and the Stellia. So that was just a quick and dirty unbox right there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll probably be talking more about the Stellia probably this weekend. I'll probably jump on to the hobbyist show. I know Dex, he's been pining after the Stellia, and I believe one of his friends has it. So I'm sure we'll be discussing the sound qualities there on that this weekend when we do our random stream there. And then probably again on the next Wednesday we'll probably have I'll probably talk about this some more, and then the Stellia, and then I'll try to put together a proper review video regarding the SR25 and the Stellia. It won't be a technical review video, probably more like a how this works in my setup and how I like it and what I like about it. Probably review different songs and that kind of stuff with it, and go from there. So yeah, so if there's any other, how much does it weigh? Which one, the SR25 or the Stellia? The Stellia, I don't think I have my scale with batteries in it right now, but I think I can do that real quick for both. So give me 1 second. I will get my scale and I'll weigh both the SR25 and the Stellia. And we can see how accurate this lovely thing is. Alright. Too much keyboard in the way. This thing, super awesome. All right, let's go on. Of course it doesn't want to work. I put the batteries in backwards, probably. Maybe I didn't charge these batteries properly. Well, I don't think my scale is working, so we will have to do a different style of weight for these. We'll compare them to the Elysia, and then I can look it up online, but these are much heavier. I'd say compared to the Elysia, they probably have a couple ounces on them at least, maybe even like. Yeah, these are definitely heavier than the Elysia. Not a massive amount, and it's not enough to be something that I would like stress on. Like once, I mean honestly, these things are pretty freaking light. Outside of that, like and then once you're on their head, it's like they pretty much disappear. Here's a fun comparison. I believe this is a fairly heavy, which is I actually have the Ashwood ZMF Verite closed, and yeah, these are definitely heavier. Yeah, these are much heavier than this. So to get an idea of how that works, so I don't bonk the mic and throw it off scale. All right, so I think unless there's other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and and then
SR25, I believe is, so I think this thing weighs like a pound, the Con Cube, and I mean, the thing's massive. So, I mean, obviously it's gonna be much lighter, but it's actually, this is a pretty stout little piece of hardware. This is surprising. I mean, it's light, but it's surprisingly heavy. Obviously this is gonna be, I think this weighs like a pound or something like that, but like this is definitely lighter. It's like a, I'd say about a little bit heavier than a pack of cards, I'd say, maybe. Yeah. Alrighty. And I think with that, if there's no other questions, we'll roll off and we can talk more about this at another time. So see here, yeah, there's a lot of love with you guys, man. You guys are awesome. You guys all kick butt. The focal headband system, just kind of touch on that one more time. Even with the Elysia, like, so it's almost, so I'm gonna grab the Elysia just to get an idea. It's actually the exact same with the Elysia, the Clears, and the Utopia. Their whole headband system, it's identical. So it's really awesome. I think the only difference is that the Utopias have a carbon fiber band. I think that's really the only difference, because I think the Stellia still use the same metal, aluminum, I believe, for the band for the Stellias also. So as far as build quality, it is definitely up there. Same exact build, yeah, same exact build as far as the bands themselves, I believe. But yeah, other than like the leather and that stuff, that's the only difference. And then obviously the drivers are a different driver, and obviously pads and stuff like that. Build quality with these is much higher than the Elysia. These are on par with the Utopia outside of the aluminum bands on the bands themselves here. So yeah, cool beans. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, and we'll chat some more. Anybody new to the stream, feel free to jump on to forum.headphones.com to chat with us more there, or over on Dex and I, we just started a Discord, so we can kind of have more of a live chat with everybody, which you'll find in the description below. And yep, oh, perfect. Thanks, Martin. 178. There we go. 178 grams. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know why this stupid machine isn't working. I probably didn't charge my batteries. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And we'll chat with you guys next time. Thanks for jumping in with me real quick. I know it was last minute, but Box came in and was like, "Yeah, screw it, let's do a live video and answer some questions as we go through the video." So yeah, look forward to talking to you guys in the next live stream. I'll probably do one this weekend with Dex on the Hobbyists. And then we always have our show on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, talking about all things. I think the last show was actually a really interesting one. If you want, go check it. I put the link to the Hobbyist in the description below. We actually interviewed the headphones.com owners, Andrew and Kern. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's definitely worth getting to know those guys. They're really chill, really cool people. So the really cool outlook on how they run the forum and the store, and how they see those integrating, which they don't. They keep them separate. That's the part that's actually really cool. Sorry, spoiler alert. Anyhow, yeah. So talk to you guys later. Yeah.